It, welcome to James Hates Everything. And man, does it seem to be the season of rumors. And we have a big one for you today. A new challenger is rumored to be entering the home arcade space with an XL cabinet. So let's stop talking about it. Let's get into it. All right, guys, as I mentioned in the opener, we are back with a crazy rumor. This one comes to us via John D, the lord of all rumors and leaks in the home arcade space, who relayed the information to 19K Fox, who relayed the information to Michael D. So, in this elaborate game of telephone, here we are with a new competitor entering the space of home arcade. And I am not going to waste any time. The rumor is that Basic Fun Toys is about to release an XL size centipede for your home arcade. If you guys aren't familiar with Basic Fun, let's take a quick look at what they do. That's right. Basic Fun. This is a toy company, I believe, founded around 2009, and they own currently some of the most iconic brands in toys. They own Care Bears, they own Tonka, they own K'Nex, they own Simon, Lincoln Logs, electronic football, the Speak and Spell. Who doesn't love the Speak and Spell? E.T. loves the Speak and Spell. Viewmaster. God, you remember that? As oh man, loved the Viewmaster. Look at this. That fun Fisher Price telephone. Who didn't have that as a kid? Pound puppies. Essentially, all these iconic brands of our childhood are currently owned by Basic Fun. Basic Fun is a toy company that went out, bought all these brands, brought them under their own brand, and have been shepherding them forward. But as you can see, all of those brands, you're thinking, what business do they have getting into the home arcade space? You're talking stuffed animals. You're talking My Little Ponies. That's right. They own My Little Ponies too. Um, all of these things like building toys and things like that, they don't exactly scream home arcade. Why would this company be jumping in to the home arcade space out of the blue? Well, it isn't exactly out of the blue. Of course, Basic Fun has their own line of many arcade products. These are the arcade classics. Here you see that currently the two that are in the marketplace, Pac-Man and Tetris. These are both available currently at Target. Prior to this, they did have Centipede. So there's that Centipede license and a potential XL. They've also had Cubert, and I believe they have had one or two more, but those are the four that I've been able to confirm in quick searches. But those are um, essentially what they're doing is a competitor to My Arcade, right? These cheap, handheld, miniature arcade recreations. And so it's not out of the ordinary that they would want to sell more arcade products. And so now the rumor is that they are going to bring us an XL size centipede for the home. Is this a reality? I'd love to know if you're excited about a centipede XL cabinet coming from this company, right? I think there's a would be a lot of excitement around a full size or near full size replica centipede for our homes. But do you think this company will do it? And do you think this company will do it right? It doesn't seem they have a lot of big ticket toys. These seem to be under $50 toy items that they've sold. So something coming in at 5 or $600 would be way outside what they normally do. Do they have retail outlets and distributions? Currently, obviously, they work with Target, Walmart, other big brands as that sell toys, but can they convince them to buy this giant item that will take up a lot of shelf space? Who knows? But there are other issues that make me wonder if this company is actually going to jump into this space, especially with both feet to produce something like a near full size replica like centipede. All right, so this is what gives me pause. Basic Fun earlier this year filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The bankruptcy filing came uh, as a result of a series of unfortunate events for Basic Fun. First, in 2017, their largest retailer, Toys R Us, filed for bankruptcy and shut down in the United States. That really left the company in a bad position for selling their products. Not just a few short years after that, of course, COVID hits, which really puts the company in more hurt. Their supply chains are severely disrupted, and it just compounds the financial trouble that the company has currently. And so, as a result, right, they seek financial help through Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing. I believe they filed, what is this, mid July is when they filed, or early July. And so they currently owe $11.6 million dollars to their debtors. And what they're hoping to happen through Chapter 11 financing is to secure $50 million dollars of new loans, uh, specifically from Great Rock Capital and the Royal Bank of Canada. And the goal would be to borrow this money and put them as uh, this debtor in possession financing makes them their debt, the new debt that they would give the company, the new loans, becomes the priority in payback. So this is allows a lender to provide the company working capital that then the company can continue operating and would thereby then pay the the new debtors back first before the old debtors ever get to see a dime. And so those old debtors include some of their suppliers, vendors, and prior people that have loaned them money. So in addition to this 50 million in new capital that they're hoping to get from these new debtor in possession lenders, their founders have also agreed to loan them some additional financing, I think up to $1 million, or, I think it's actually a little more than that. Provide up to $5 million. Sorry about that. The 1 million is what they got from insurance during COVID, which is pretty small. Or through the collapse of Toys R Us, I should say. But so, you got to question, will they even get approval? Probably, given the strength of their brands. But the idea is that this is better for their existing creditors because it allows the company to continue operating and thereby would generate more revenue and value overall than breaking apart the company and selling off its assets. Having said that, we just went through a lot of the IP they owned. They have some pretty powerful IP. Care Bears, My Little Pony, Lincoln Log, Simon, you name it. This company, Tonka, owns some huge brands, and so they're worth quite a bit of money from that standpoint. Of course, they could just be licensing those brands, but for the most part, their business model was acquisition. So they should own a lot of those brands, not just licensing. Of course, they are heavily into licensing as well. So I suspect some of the more popular brands are indeed licensed IP. But it's important to remember that they do have assets. So the challenge for me is a company that's in financial stress, that is in the midst of a bankruptcy, and here we are at the early days of that bankruptcy, going to have the financial capital to enter a new market, a risky market, and uh, um, be able to be successful at it. that is a big question, right? I mean, of course, the company's got to continue moving as they go through Chapter 11 bankruptcy, but it's going to be really difficult, I think, for them to suddenly put out some big new product. I think they're doing it right. We chances are the rumor again. Consider the source, John D. He typically has his pulse. He has connections into all these brands and licensors. The chances are it's coming. The question is, how wise is it for this company to produce a full size arcade? And how will they do it? Are they going to try to do a Kickstarter? Are they just going to dump this thing immediately in retailers? Are retailers going to give this company that traditionally has this small floor space suddenly a spot for a giant near full size home arcade? Boy, that seems like a stretch. But as we see here, the Chapter 11 case is still moving forward. They're set for a disclosure statement at the end of the month with an overall hearing on October 21. So they're still months and months away from hearing where this goes. If they've already got the new creditors lined up, chances are it's just going to move right through unless some of the debtors really try to fight back. So I would suspect this to just be a normal, typical corporate Chapter 11. They'll make it through the other side and be operating, of course, with that new 50 million in cash in loans. Now, you know, an Excel type cab entering a new space is on the table, right? Uh, Going more wide, they will have the liquidity in order to do that. So it's entirely possible that this rumor about a new Centipede XL is completely contingent on this bankruptcy. So we will keep an eye on that and let you know if we hear any news. And I'm really interested in hearing from you guys. So, what do you think? Are we going to see a new entrant into home arcade? Are they going to bring us this rumored centipede in an XL style format? For one, am skeptical. I mean, probably 60-40 as to we'll actually see this thing make it out, and two, that it'll actually be what we want, an actual replica that is near and as near to the original as could be for home arcade. Let me know in the comments. Does this get you excited? Do you have hope that this company will be able to produce what they rumored to be doing? Um, Suddenly, we're going from really one competitor in the replica home arcade space of Arcade1up to now potentially three: Media One Up and now Basic Fun. So it could be an exciting 2025. We'll just have to wait and see. And thank you everybody for watching. If you're so kind and you stuck around this long through my monologuing, I would really appreciate it if you would smash that like button, hit subscribe, and until next time, have fun.